Greetings, peace, and blessings upon all of you who are watching this video today about why did I choose Princess Diana to be one of the women featured in my new book, 7 Types of Queens, King's Desire. Actually, this book was just released 7/17/17 to coincide with the book's title. As a matter of fact, this is the hottest book in the world, but the world doesn't know it yet. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be on Oprah Winfrey's show. She hasn't had me scheduled yet, but she will once she gets a hold of this book or someone in her staff. You guys can help me out with that by sharing this video on YouTube like 1,000,000 times and retweet it on Twitter and post on Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff. Now, many people have asked me, why did you write this book? There are a couple of reasons why I wrote this book. You have to go into some other videos that explains. But to go back over why Princess Diana is in the book is because, one, she was able to get a law passed, a treaty passed, an anti-landmine treaty in 1997. Now, this law passed after she died, which we'll get into that. Number two, she was a humanitarian. I cannot tell you the countless things that Princess Diana did for people across the globe, specifically in Africa. She was very conscious about her power. That's another key thing about her that I love. And she was a serving queen at heart. That is why the book cover is made in a heart shape. As you can see from the book, you have Princess Diana to the left, you have to the right Flojo and Queen Narset, and in the middle you have Michelle Obama. And so these women were handpicked. These are some of the most powerful women, not just women, powerful people that ever walked the earth. Now, every woman is a queen. Every single woman is a queen. It's a matter of knowing what type of queen you are. Many women don't know what type of queen they are, so they settle for guys who claim they are leaders, they are kings, they're good men, when they're really not. And this book teaches you how to measure their level of energy and their consciousness, which I'm going to get into in number 3 with Princess Diana. And she's also featured, if you're wondering which queen that Princess Diana fit under, it was the servant queen. Because the true sign of the queen is what's in her heart, what is produced from her hard work, what is spoken of. How does she serve her people, her community, those who are underneath her umbrella? Now, number 1, landmine. Now, back in Angola, there were dozens of landmines, like fields, with hundreds of landmines, broken landmines that were still operating and was never dug up and tossed out after some war they had in Angola. Now, how did Princess Diana get involved, and why did she get involved? Simple. As a queen, she was concerned about the children. There were a lot of children getting their arms blown off and their legs blown off due to these landmines, which is horrific. And the world powers knew about this, including the United Nations, the American government, United States of America, the European powers, the African countries. They knew about these landmines, but no one was willing to do anything about it. They just were like, okay, oh well, they're just African children. They're just black children. But Princess Diana, no. What she did was she made them remove the mines by doing one selfless act. When I read about this act, there was no way I was not going to have her included in the book. Not just included, but featured. She literally risked her life while walking through the landmines herself. Believe it or not. And she did that in the body armor and a face mask, to protect you from, blasts from bombs. So when I was like, wow, she really went all out for these African children. And not only that, she would not take pictures while she was in Africa, while she was in Angola or Ethiopia, but specifically in Angola, a war-torn Angola at the time. She would not take a picture without having a child sitting on her lap that had her arms blown off or their leg blown off. She would not take a picture. Now, mind you, Princess Diana supposedly has the most pictures out of anybody in the world. Most pictures taken of her. I mean, she was a fashion a fashionetta. You know, she really loved to dress nice. She was very elegant and classy, and understood what the power of her image was. She was not going to take any pictures because she knew that a picture is worth 1,000 words. If you got 1,000 photographers with 1,000 pictures, you're talking about 100,000 photos circling around the world, which will multiply to millions of people seeing the pictures of her with the child on her lap with the arms blown off. Now, the photographers may not want to take those pictures, but over time, everyone understood what she was doing. And so when she passed away, they passed a law, well, a treaty to remove these landmines, not just in Angola, but many other places around the world. You definitely should look that up. Now, I want to read something about Princess Diana in her own words. As a matter of fact, if you go to my website, 7queens7kings.com, where you can order the book as well, of course, there's a blog I just published. Now, today being August 14th, National Geographic just released, or will release sometime tonight, this evening, regarding a documentary called In Her Words, in her own words, which is about her life and just her experiences and the things about Princess Diana that made us fall in love with her in the first place. She was one of the coolest people that, you know, walked the planet, and a celebrity on top of that. Now, this is what she wrote. I like to be a queen in people's hearts, but I don't see myself being queen of this country. Princess Diana. Diana Frances, the Princess of Wales, was born on July 1st, 1961 and passed away on August 30th, 1997. Many of us are familiar that she died with the press chasing her, but let me share how the princess lived once she discovered who she truly was, a serving queen at heart. Princess Diana was not only an angel, but she lived the last few years of her life in public view as the wife of Prince Charles of Wales, the son of Queen Elizabeth II. Through marriage into a royal family, Princess Diana amassed a significant amount of wealth. She may have worn fancy clothes, but her life was the exact opposite. Prince Charles' extramarital affairs were eating her alive, but there is always a silver lining at the end of the dark cloud. The strenuous relationship with her husband made her want to find her true self. She redeemed herself through her contributions as a humanitarian and a philanthropist. In a recorded interview, she stated the following powerful words. I was always very ambitious. There was a profound sense of destiny in my life. So she already knew who she was. She just had to she had to catch up with her future. And that's the power of you speaking of your words and the future. If you know who you are, if you have a sense of who you are, you have a sense of your identity, then you can move forward and obtain your destiny. Part of what I have on right now is the Ankh. It's the Ankh symbol and a pyrite mineral. Now the Ankh symbol represents the balance of life. This is the original cross. Now by you knowing that this is the original cross, then you understand that must be balance. You can't live life ripping and running and not having a true sense of who you are, because you'll be ripping and running for no apparent reason, with no objective in mind. You'll be wasting energy, therefore you'll be wasting time, and if you're wasting time in the present, your future will be misguided and misdirected. That's just something I want to put out there. Now, Princess Diana, knowing that she already had a great sense of self, she knew that one day she was going to be someone powerful. She knew that, she claimed it, and she obtained it. There's a principle that I call speak it, believe it, execute the plan. SBE. Repeat after me. Everybody who's around the world watching this video, listen to King Kevin Dorover talk. Repeat after me. And if you're at work or someplace where you can't really talk loud, then whisper to yourself. But you must speak these words. Words you can affirm yourself. You don't need to have a pastor. You don't need to have a teacher. You don't need to have a mentor, a friend, a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife affirm you. Of course, it helps to have them do that, but you have to affirm yourself. And you affirm yourself by speaking the blessings upon your life. God has given us the power of words. Therefore, we can use our words to benefit us in our future and our community. And that's exactly what all these women that I talk about in this book, from Princess Diana to Michelle Obama to FloJo, did. Now, there are many other women in this book. Queen Nzinga, Mother Teresa, Josephine Baker, Oprah Winfrey, just to name a few. Ella Fitzgerald. There are several women in this book, but I wanted to only put 7 featured that everyone can relate to, because not everyone know about Queen Nzinga and her, being a warrior queen that she was. When I found out about Queen Nzinga, that made me think like, wow, how many young girls don't know about this lady? How many young men don't know about this lady? This book is written to get women back to the throne. They're back as queens, because as long as you continue being backwards, ladies, our men will continue being backwards. They will not only not respect you, but they will also degrade and continue dehumanizing our women. And this must stop, because this affects our relationships, it affects our marriages, therefore it impacts the community as a whole. And those of you who don't know who I am a mentor, I'm an author, inspirational speaker. This is my 2nd book. My first book, which is up here somewhere, I have a bookcase underneath me, is The Courage to Believe, which is an inspirational autobiography. As a matter of fact, The Courage to Believe was written years ago, back in 2013, to empower and inspire my people. To inspire the youth to believe in themselves, knowing that you will fall down. There will be adversity. You just have to control yourself. Be focused. Speak the words of blessing over your life. Now let's carry on back to the lesson. By the way, I will be having some lessons online. I'll be giving some lessons on history and entrepreneurship. So sign up. I haven't come up with the price yet. I've come up with something that's feasible so that the average person can afford it, depending on what level you want these lessons. I have a wealth of knowledge, and I want to put it out there into the world. And I've done it with 2 books, this one and my first book. Now, back to the lesson. Number 2, she was a humanitarian. Princess Diana, what she would do that many people liked, and I fell in love with it after I found this out. I didn't know about this back in the 90s when I was growing up. I'm 37. So back in 1997 when she died, I was only 17. But she was doing things throughout the 90s to help hospitals around the world. And not only did she go to the hospital, she would volunteer at these hospitals. And not only that, she would memorize. She literally knew everybody's name. She would call them out by name, making everyone feel special, that someone like her, of her stature. Now think about it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the princess herself. The princess herself of Wales, doing work of servitude. She was a queen, a true queen, essence of a true queen. Not only that, she would speak to the patients. She would take care of some of the patients, spend time with them, understand, what was the situation, and she would donate millions of dollars to these hospitals. Millions of dollars to these hospitals. And I was like, wow, now that's what's up. Now this is way before the days of Instagram and Facebook. And by the way, my Instagram and Facebook is at 7 Queens, 7 Kings. Or my main one is at Courage to Believe. Courage, number 2, believe. Okay? Now number 3, her consciousness. Which her consciousness ties into what was the anti-landmine treaty and being a humanitarian. Her consciousness of knowing who she was and why she was who she was and who she wanted to become. She wanted to be the queen, but she, like I said, like she said, she did not want to be the queen of England. But she still wanted to be a queen. She knew she was a queen, just not the title, with the family, because there was some controversial issues amongst the family, and she released it in her book. Now, mind you, if you guys don't have her book, I don't have it. I gotta order it. It's actually a very rare, well, I can't say very rare, but you're not gonna see this book too often. People are not gonna sell this book. I believe it's out of print. I watched a documentary, and she had literally like a forklift. Like, people would wait in line around the block, around all over London and different stores in the United States, trying to get this book when she released it. I mean, you would think these people who were carrying these books employees of a money truck. I mean, big forklift books stacked high, you know, and people were buying the book, and she disclosed a lot of information in that book about the secrets of the royal family, which they really didn't want to let out, for good reasons, I guess. But even though Princess Diana knew her power, even though she knew that the world needed her service, you see, we get caught up a lot in just I. That's how society is built up. You know, I this, I that, iPhone, iPad, iTV. You know what I'm saying? What I need. And we forget to pour in some blessings and energy into other people and their dreams and goals. That's what she did. And that's what Michelle Obama did. That's what Oprah Winfrey been doing. That's what Mother Teresa was doing. That's what Queen Nzinga was doing. That's what my mom, Queen Rosette Pierre, which my book is dedicated to, was doing. As a matter of fact, $2. These books, the paperbacks are $16.99, right? My hardcovers are $29, $28.99. And the ebooks are $9.99 on iTunes and Amazon. $2 of every book sold out of the paperback or the hardcover goes into the Queen Rosette Pierre Foundation. The Queen Rosette Pierre Foundation, that's the name of my mother, is to help single parents, mothers and fathers who are single, continue their education. Now, I plan on making millions of dollars with this book. Matter of fact, I'm going to sell 40 million copies. And you heard this yourself by King Kevin on August 14, 2017. Now, $40 million, 40 million books at $16 a pop, that's a lot of money. That means a lot of scholarship. That means I can literally send countries of children to college, which is my purpose. I love my African culture. I love people. I love people of all races and all colors. As a matter of fact, you see this book is very international, very internationally flavored, you know, a spirit of inclusion. I wanted to make everybody, every woman understand you are important. And I cannot allow myself to sit back and not continue my mother's legacy as being a queen at heart, which is number 4, which is what Princess Diana was the epitome of. She was the epitome of a servant queen. Your heart, it's not about a crown that you have on your head. Where did I put that crown? I put it over there. It's not about the crown you have on your head. It's about being someone of conscious, being someone of love, someone that understands who they are and not going to allow a man to disrespect you or use you as a piece of meat. Because if we constantly allow our men to not understand the value of women, the value and importance you play in society, then what does that say about us in whole? We have to use our powers to motivate, edify, uplift, affirm each other, not destroy and break each other down. We need stronger marriages. We need stronger everything when dealing with the whole family, the whole image. That's why the people of Kemet, which is ancient Egypt, they understood the power of imagery. Princess Diana understood the power of imagery. That's why they had pyramids and structures, monuments, and statues of men and women stand together side by side, representing the masculine and feminine principle, which is what the balance of life is about. Everything is a balance. As you can see from here, everything is a balance. This, ladies and gentlemen, represents the woman's womb. And the arms represents the man holding the woman up, and the long part is the phallus, a male's, reproductive organ, which is the penis. We can say that. We're grown folks, right? And I'm saying this because we have to definitely keep in mind of why we're here and what we're going to do about tomorrow. We can't have our young men growing up the way they are growing up today. We need more serving queens. Being a serving queen doesn't mean that you're a slave. As a matter of fact, I wrote in my book, serving isn't slavery. There isn't a real man who wants a non-submissive wife. Despite her fineness or her wealth, being able to submit makes you even sexier. However, it's your heart that has to submit. It's one thing to serve your king grudgingly, but the beauty comes from serving him, your family, and community, because your heart is in it. It allows your king to submit to you as well. And when I say submit, I'm talking about submitting through love and not fear. Ladies, when a mature man says he wants a woman who is submissive, don't freak out. He is trying to articulate that he wants a woman who is cooperative, respectful, and willing to understand him. That's all it is. There are far too many women running around bucking and kicking their way through life while having to answer to no one. Any sense of discipline from a male counterpart scares them away from a lasting relationship. At the first sign of trouble, they're out the door. I guarantee that he will protect, provide for you even more once you've consented to his authority. Your actions or non-actions will speak volumes. Who has time to enervate your energy by bickering over who wears the pants in a relationship? Who has time for that? Who cares? This will cause you to operate on a low level of consciousness, constantly at each other's throats instead of uplifting each other's spirit. Hence, activating petty behaviors and violence, abuse in relationships. And so that's what I had wanted to say about the Servant Queen. And back to Princess Diana, I wanted to quote something here. Princess Diana didn't wait until she had money and power to help others. She started working with children at the age of 19 and became a teacher's assistant at Young England Nursery. She came back to her natural roots in an even bigger way towards the last years of her life. Once she found her purpose, she continued raising her two boys, Prince William and Prince Henry, and dove wholeheartedly into a tremendous amount of charity work. It was said that Princess Diana knew every detail of the charities she supported, and she impressed people by remembering their names, like I said earlier. It was not a regular royal visit with flowers, red carpet, and regal waves. She was different. Her approach and care were genuine. She never did anything to look good for the camera. She just was naturally a beautiful woman. Her energy projected that. And that's what I want women to understand. Not saying that you have to be Princess Diana or Michelle Obama, but you want to learn something from these women of class. It's very important. We've gone and thrown out so many things about, traditions that we become so independent woman. I don't need a man. I can raise my children by myself. I can pay all my bills by myself. I can do this by myself. Yeah, you can do many things by yourself, but does not make it right. We need to get back that love in the homes, not just in the black community, which is definitely needs that, but the white communities, the Asian communities, the Hispanic communities. We need to bring the love back. That's all I got to say, all right? This is King Kevin Dover, the author of 7 Types of Queens, King Desire. Get the book. I'm going to London real soon, September 29th to October 10th. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm going to sell maybe 200 of these books. London, you get this book, meet me up, meet me, and yeah, let's talk and chat. I would love to meet you all. I'm going to be going back to New York. I'm going to be in Orlando. Check out the port dates. Check out the book tour dates. I have dates from now until like November. I'm getting booked left and right. Send me an email, info@7queens7kings.com. That's number 7. Instagram 7queens7kings, which is number 7. Also, my main book and website and Instagram is kevindorival.com. That's KEVINDORIVAL. Many blessings to you. I hope you was inspired by what I just said today about Princess Diana and why I chose her to be my book, 7 Types of Queens, King Desire. I am looking for sponsors to help different factions of the book tour, whether it's the national sponsors, because I'm here in Miami, or national, or international. I'm going to New York, like I mentioned, California, Texas, Chicago, Atlanta, DC. Reach out to me, all right? Contact me. Big corporations. I got a powerful brand. This book is going to change the world. It's not your ordinary book. It's a culture changer. This is going to change the world. And you have it right here in opportunity. Limited edition. Get the book. Don't forget. Support the King. Be blessed. Be encouraged. And remember, speak it, believe it, execute the plan, and all shall be well. May God's blessing, loving, and favor be with you.